Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel where you can watch step-by-step baking videos, occasional cooking videos, and watch out for some fun giveaways. Don't forget to check out my Instagram and also check out my TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click the little bell so you'll be notified when another video comes out. Bye! See you next time! Hey guys, welcome back to another video here. Today we're going to be making a pecan pie. First, you want to start on your pie crystal. You want to get a good size bowl. First up, you want to add in 2 cups of flour. And a pinch of salt. So you got a pinch here. Cool, huh? And you want to add in a pinch of salt. And then you want to stir that around. Alright, so next you want to add in 1 1/4 stick of cold cubed butter. And the reason why you need it to be this cold is so you can have a nice flaky pie crust. So you want to use your fingers and have some gloves, of course. So you want to add in all of that butter. Add it all using only your fingertips, and you want to make sure you have cold hands or gloves. And cold butter, of course. Everything has to be cold for a nice, flaky, delicious pie crust. And you just want to incorporate the butter, fats, into the flour. All right. So for the most part, you want all of your ingredients to be cold. So you can have, again, a nice flaky, delicious pie crust. It's going to be, trust me, delicioso. So leave in the comments what your favorite pie is, and make sure to like this video if you like pecan pie. Alright, in here I have 2 egg whites and 4 tablespoons of ice cold water. You literally want to take a cup, put some ice and water in it. And you have to make sure it's really cold. And like I said, it makes it like flaky. Everything has to be cold. So you want to add in this into your mixture. I'm leaving about a 1/4 of it, just in case you don't need it all. So about a 1/4. And you want to use a fork and kind of mix it together quickly until it starts coming together. And then unless you have to, add in the rest of the eggs and water mixture and to the driest parts of your dough, because you don't want a wet dough, but you also don't want a dry dough either, so make sure to save a 1/4 of this. So as you can see, this is how my dough looks like so far. I obviously need some more, so I can pour in some of the driest parts. You don't want to put into the wet parts, or just make those parts wet, and then the parts that needed some of the mixture, they're still dry. And just keep mixing it up. Mix. And if you guys try this recipe, and you want to try it sometime, you can follow along with me in this video. You also want to make sure that when doing this, you want to dig kind of deep, making sure that all parts, not just the on top, you can see it looks pretty wet. Not wet, but like not crazy wet, but like a good amount. You want to see underneath if it's dry, because that's when you would add more. Because then you realize, oh, it's not wet and stuff. You also want to make sure that you're getting most of those butter chunks from earlier. Make sure that most of those aren't as big anymore. Make sure they're mostly kind of small now. You can also use the fork to help you with that. Next, to make sure your dough is ready, you want to put some in your hand and squeeze it. And if it stays in its form, then that's how you know that it's good. Like I said in my sloppy dough turnover video, make sure to check that out. And you want to put it onto a clean work surface. Be careful, you don't want your dough bits to go everywhere. Then just be it'd be a mess. And as you can see, that it's kind of like rain when you sprinkle it or something. That's okay. You just want to keep too much liquid, or you would have a very wet dough. So just keep working with it before you add any more liquids. And as you can see, I haven't added any more liquids than I was supposed to, and it's actually shaping into a form. Now it's time, and you finish kneading your dough. And you want to put it into a disc shape, and you want to get some plastic wrap. And this time, I will avenge myself. Remember, watch that Sloppy Joe video about what happened with me and plastic wrap. Anyways, you want to cover up your dough with the plastic wrap. So you want to keep it on the cutting board. You want to completely cover it, getting all edges. You want to make sure you don't overwork your dough, though. You want to completely cover it. And you want to carefully lift it without crumbling it. Lift it from the cutting board. You want to flip it. And you want to make sure you're getting all the under parts. And if you need to get more plastic wrap, then that's okay. There's more plastic wrap. So I can go into my burrow. All right, I'm back. And then you want to make sure it's completely covered, nice, all the edges. No pieces are crumbling off of it. You just want to make sure it's nice and covered. And voila, here we go. I told you to go together. Don't underestimate the power of pie dough. And you want to put this in the fridge for 30 minutes. In the fridge for 30 minutes. And then we'll come back to it. Alright, we're back. And we have just taken our dough out of the fridge. So next we want to get your clean work surface, the cutting board. And you want to get some flour here. And you want to lightly flour your work surface. And you do this so your dough does not stick. Make sure you don't have too much, because then your dough will be too dry. Next, you want to unwrap your dough. So let me take off the plastic wrap. And I'm going to knead it for a few more seconds, not too much because I don't want to overwork my dough, just to make sure all the parts are nice and combined with each other. And as you can see, here's my dough. And you can see there's a lot of crumbs. You want to get those crumbs back into the dough. And first, to get back into this form, you want to flatten it. Make sure you're using some nice pressure. Then you want to round up all of the edges, all of those crumbs, everything. Just round them all up, repairing any cracks because they're only going to get worse. And then you want to start rolling it out after it's in a disc because you want it to be in a circle shape as soon as possible. All right, and before you start rolling it out, you want to get some more flour. Sprinkle a little bit on the top, not too much. Sprinkle some of it on the top. And then finally, you want to get your rolling pin. This one has my name on it. And then you want to sprinkle some flour on that because you don't want it to stick. Sprinkle some flour. And you want to roll it out. All right. Now it's time for the next part. Also the hard and scary part for me. How to get a pie crust into our pie dish. So an easy way to do it is to get your rolling pin, put it on like towards the edge of your dough, then carefully rolling the dough onto the rolling pin and rolling it back out onto the pie dish. And you want to carefully put it into the pie dish, putting in all the corners without tearing it. So an easy way to do that is to get the edges and pull them up, go like that, and then helping it go down. And get pushing in every corner. Now, since I finished the bottom part, you want to push against the edges. All right, and now you want to do the top edges. So now you want to press on there, getting into those little crevices, if you want to design, if it has one like that. And don't spread it out, forcing it to go out. Don't do that. Or else it will make that too thin. All right. Next, you want to get a knife. Be careful. And you want to cut off all of the excess. And don't worry about the parts that aren't covered completely. I'm going to get to that soon. Making sure again if it's all the excess has been cut off. All right, and then once again you want to press in all of the crevices. All right, next you're probably asking me, Jazzy, well, what are you gonna do with all this excess? Well, as you can see, it's not completely perfect yet, which I know. What you want to do is you want to get all that excess, form it into a ball, and push it into a disc. Doesn't have to be perfect. You want to cut it into a bunch of pieces. So first you want to put it like this, and then cut it this. Then you have a bunch of squares, a bunch of cubes. You want to kind of press it down and put it onto the pieces of excess. and mix, and so you can cover it. Alright, and voila! It's my pie crust that is finally perfect, pressed into my pie dish. Now it's time to work on our pecan filling. Alright guys, so we've set aside our pie crust, and I've preheated the oven to 375, and I put a cookie sheet in there. Alright, now it's time to get a bowl and a whisk and a spatula. Alright, so next you want to mix in your bowl 1 cup of brown sugar into your bowl. Next, you want to mix in a half a teaspoon of salt. And if you want to know why you put salt into desserts, leave it in the comments below and I'll tell you. Next, you want to mix in your melted butter. Make sure it's melted. So you get all that nice butter in there. And you want to mix in 3/4 cup of light corn syrup. So I have a 1/4 cup here, so I'm going to do 3 of them. So 1. Whoa, that looks amazing. So cool. Alright, I've added in all of my corn syrup. And now it's time to add in, finally, our 3 eggs. So let's add in 1 egg now. Second egg. And the 3rd egg. Now it's time to whisk it all together until it's nice and incorporated. Oh, look at that. Whoa, that is so cool. Alright guys, so here's how it looks so far. So it looks, just gotta keep whisking it even more. Alright, so here it is. Here it is, as you can see. Next I'm going to add in 1.5 cup of pecans. So I make sure they're halved or we call them pieces. So this is a 1/2 cup right here. So I'm going to have to do 3 of these. 1 half, and then 2 of them mix a whole, and another one because I need 1.5. So let's go ahead and measure that out into my measuring cup here. I got a 1/2 here. Then need 2 more of these. And then 1 more. And the final one. And now you want to fold it in. This looks delicious. Alright, next you want to get this pie crust that we made earlier and put it into our pie dish. And you want to pour our mix into our pie dish. Oh yeah. So you get every last bit of this deliciousness. Here it is. And wait! Do not put it in the oven. You want to grab it, set it aside, and grab your oven mitts. Got some new pink oven mitts. You want to open the oven. Remember I told you that I put a cookie sheet in there while it was preheating? We're going to grab that cookie sheet. So here's the cookie sheet that's been in the oven. Close the oven. Take off our mitts. Grab the pie dish. And carefully put it on the cookie dish. Like that, like so. Put your mitts back on. Put the oven on, open the oven. Put the entire thing into the oven. And you want to leave it in there for about 15-20 minutes. Alright, so I got the piece of foil on here, as you can see. Now I'm going to put it back in the oven for 15 to 25 more minutes because the total time is 35 to 45 minutes. Alright guys, this is the way that my pie has turned out, my delicious pecan pie. I hope you enjoyed this video and make sure to leave in the comments if you think that my pecan pie is delicious. Bye!